The law of attraction. Does it really work? I know a lot of people swear by it and they have examples of how and when it worked for them. But anecdotal evidence is not science. And we all know that memory has the convenient quality of only remembering what serves our argument at the moment. And we're all prone to confirmation bias, so naturally our minds are searching for proof and support of our belief system. But is it an objective truth that the law of attraction works? So there's your personal truth. Some things seem to you to be right, to be true, but does it stand an objective scrutiny to be actually an objective truth that others can look and agree on? There's a concept called mental proximity, which means that whatever is closest to your mind, whatever is in your mind, is going to determine and influence the perception of the world around you, for once, but also is going to influence your decision-making process. So how does it work? Here's an example from my personal life. Back in 2005, my car broke down really badly and the fixing of it would be too expensive, more than what the car would cost, so I decided to get a new car. Up until that moment, I was not interested in anything about cars. I just want to have wheels to go to work. All of a sudden, in my mind, the concept of a new car took up residence. So now I'm researching cars. I'm now interested in cars. So I'm researching cars and trying to make a decision as to what car to purchase. And the Ford Escape came to kind of prominence in my research for many reasons. I decided that's going to be my car. Like a month before, I didn't know anything about a Ford Escape. Now, all of a sudden, I know so much about it that my decision-making process, influenced by this research, mental proximity, Ford Escape in my mind, leads me to the dealership and I buy a Ford Escape. As soon as I purchased a Ford Escape, I started noticing how many of them were out there. And in a very short time, I became convinced that it must be the most frequently driven car in America, the Ford Escape. They were everywhere. Why is that? Because my perception was altered by the mental proximity of a Ford Escape in my mind, and now one that I'm driving, actually physically driving and in it every day. So my mind naturally tunes into and notices all the other Ford Escapes. That's kind of how it works. Whatever is in your mind will influence the perception of your world and help you notice things more that are related to what's in your mind. And also it will influence your decision-making process. So a car example, fine, easy. But think about of all the other things that are in your mind. In other words, all the other things that are in your mental proximity, right? So according to the law of attraction, you want something, you keep it in your mind and leave it up to the universe to deliver it. The universe, turns out, has a better delivery system than Amazon Prime. It delivers your deepest desires, maybe not a 2-day shipping, but sooner or later, right? Amazon cannot deliver your deepest desires unless they're sold on the Amazon marketplace, but leave it up to the universe and you can have whatever you want. And obviously, if the universe didn't deliver it, you didn't believe it strongly enough. and therefore it's your fault, not the universe's fault. So how do people deal with it? They make vision boards, and by doing so, they're sort of affirming to themselves and to the universe their desires. Well, what's a vision board? A vision board is something that you put together and you plop a bunch of things on there that you want, symbolically represented or literally represented by pictures and drawings and whatnot. But what does it do? It keeps things in your mental proximity, right? Every time you look at your vision board, there comes the $1 million or the yacht or the house or your desired relationship. So in a way, the funny way, a vision board actually keeps things in your mental proximity. Funny enough. Well, when does this law of attraction works? Well, it works when people actually roll up their sleeves and go to work. They go to actively work towards the manifestation of their desires. So since whatever is on your vision board, if you have one, or maybe like me, I don't have a vision board, but I have a notebook that I write down all my ideas and big picture items, plans. It keeps things in the forefront of my mind, so I'm constantly filtering reality in a way that provides me with information and ideas for how to accomplish the things that I have on my notebook, in my notebook or on your vision board, right? So by keeping things in my mental proximity, I'm now actively working towards them. And if you are actively working towards them, sooner or later you'll get some kind of a payoff. Maybe not the exact outcome you envision, but something close or something relevant to it. Or maybe in the process you'll discover things about yourself that will lead you in a different direction. Either way, it's a productive process. On the other hand, if you sat on the couch and surrendered your powers to the universe while you watch video games, you are hoping the universe will fill up your bank account or manifest your house magically, guess what? It's not going to happen. So in a way, we can say the law of attraction works in conjunction with elbow grease. And the law of attraction does not work strictly by believing in the powers of the universe to deliver to your front door what you want. So how can you increase the odds for things existing in your life that you want? Obviously, you need to work towards it. And you need to keep them, before you even work towards them, you need to keep what you want in your mental proximity. How do you do that? You read about the topics of interest, you educate yourself, you research, maybe it's books, maybe it's online research, whatever. You're actively engaging with the idea by reading and learning about it. You also talk about it. So if you associate yourself with people who are interested in the same thing or are going through the same thing or have similar objectives as yours, and you're discussing your ideas, your progress, your intentions, your plans, the talking itself, the collaboration, the camaraderie, all that helps to keep the idea of what you want in your mental proximity, and it's work towards achieving it. And finally, you write about it. You write about it like you write your own thoughts about it. You kind of journal where you are, or you write plans, you set goals, because reading, talking, and writing are three different forms of thinking. So by doing these three things, you're going to keep what you want within your mental proximity. If you don't, it fades. It could fade within a few days or weeks or months, but eventually fades. So you need to keep things in your mind in order to get somewhere with them. So if you have money as a goal in life, so you're thinking of financial security, you're thinking perhaps of a specific dollar amount in your retirement account, and if you just think about it like a fleeting thought, like, hey, it would be nice to have $2 million in my bank account or $5 million in my bank account, or not have to worry about the bills or whatever. If you just think about it like that, it will fade from your mind and you'll go back to watching awesome shows on Netflix or drinking with your friends on a Friday night or whatever you do. But if it's not just a thought, but actually something you desire and you're seriously interested in having in your life, instead of waiting for the universe to manifest it, you roll up your sleeves and you think like, what can I do towards that goal? Okay, so maybe you could get a raise. Maybe you could get a better paying job, or spend less money on things that don't matter, or save more money and figure out ways to invest them so they can grow for you. When you think about your financial situation proactively, eventually you will find ways to improve it. Perhaps you'll join an investment club or show up at network meetings where you can make contacts so that your business can grow, or find ways to promote yourself, or eliminate all the unnecessary expenditures from your life. Whatever it is, keeping financial security or the objective of having more money in your mind, in your mental proximity, will influence the way you make decisions about your money, and it will influence your perception of the world around you. You will notice opportunities for generating more income, for saving, for investing, for cutting out expenses. Your mind will be honed on the idea of growing financially. So that's how someday, whatever, 5 years down the road, you'll wake up and you'll look back and see, wow, look, I got from there to here in this many years. I'm so much better off. There's probably more work to be done, but you will see the law of attraction manifested in real life. Without your elbow grease, without your proactively engaging with that idea, it won't happen. So that's a fun conversation I usually have with all my friends who point out to me how the law of attraction works and tell me how I'm being skeptical and too rational and have so little faith in the universe. Well, last time I checked, the universe was a pretty big place, busily expanding and contracting, providing tons of learning opportunities for humans, but literally not interested in your personal well-being. You don't even count when you look at things from a cosmic scale. So that universe out there, the tiny, even smaller than invisible particle that you are, you don't really matter. And all right, maybe somebody's a really optimistic believer there that everyone matters. And yes, in our little existence here on earth, in our little communities, we all matter a lot, obviously. But really, the universe doesn't care about you. But if you care about the things you want and keep them in your mental proximity, and you're willing to act accordingly to accomplish what you want, or gain what you want, it's likely that you will succeed to some degree at least, or to an awesome degree. You never know how things, one thing leads to another, one door opens into another, and you might find yourself in a place beyond your wildest imaginations, but not without your effort. If you like this video and want to share it, I appreciate it. Give me the thumbs up, subscribe so you'll get more life intelligence videos, content that may be entertaining, educational, and somehow useful to you and others. Comment below, and I will see you next time. Valentina Petrova, ValentinaPetrovaConsulting.com. Bye.